I hit my annual sales quota 13 years in a row, working for two major Fortune 500 companies, finishing each year anywhere from 100% up to 250% target attainment. Here are 13 things that I did that you can do too. Number one, don't aim for quota. To me, quota is a number the company gives you and says, this is your job to deliver this contract, meaning it's like a bare minimum. If you want to achieve great things, you must aim for great things. For instance, if you shoot to max your comp plan out, and let's say that is 200% attainment, then shoot for 250%, because if you fall short at 150%, you're still far beyond everyone else. As the saying goes, when you shoot for the stars, you'll land on the moon. Number two, pipeline diversity. When you have a big number to go after, for instance, in my last role, my quota was 9 figures in total contract value, it can be tempting to want to spend all your time with the biggest whale opportunities, the multiple 8-figure deals. But the larger the deals, the more complex they are. And with complexity comes less control, as you can do everything right, but still lose a deal due to uncontrollable factors. Therefore, like investing, it's key to have diversity in deal size so you can spread out your risk. A good rule of thumb is to take your closing ratio and calculate out how much actual pipeline you need to close. For instance, if you have a 25% closing ratio and your goal is to close $10 million, that means you need 10 million divided by 25%, or 40 million in qualified active opportunities to get there. If you want to be ultra conservative, build a buffer and lower your closing ratio down to 20% to work towards a pipeline of $50 million. Now with a diversified pipeline and you working it actively, your chances of closing $10 million go up drastically. Number three, leverage the biggest revenue movers of closing ratio and deal size. If you want to close more, there are 3 primary levers to pull. Number 1, increase activity. Number 2, improve your closing ratio. And number 3, increase your deal size. Now, the issue with only focusing on increasing activity is that you're limited by time, and it can definitely lead to burnout city if you're just trying to work harder. Other 2 levers give you exponential gains. That means if you focus on optimizing your entire sales process from discovery, multi-threading, killer demos, etc., you can drive up your closing ratio by increasing your skills. The next is simply ensuring you close bigger deals, and that can be by increasing the contract or order size, targeting large opportunities, landing and expanding opportunities as well. Number 4, bite-sized chunks. I remember when selling $1 million felt unattainable. It seems so far out there, but figuring out how to chunk it down into smaller bites made it easier. For instance, if the average deal size is $20,000, that means I need to close $1 million divided by $20,000, or 50 deals, which leads to about 4 or 5 deals per month, which makes it much more digestible. And the truth is, this is exactly how I broke it down, because now I can work towards closing 1 to 2 deals a week, which would lead to the larger result of $1 million. And I did this as the numbers got bigger and bigger, as it gave me clear focus on what to do daily and weekly. But the key is to tie this to number 5. All income-producing activities must tie to the bigger goal. So if my quota was $500,000 and my goal is $1 million, then all my daily and weekly focus must be focusing on executing at the $1 million mark. But to go deeper, if I knew I closed at a conservative 25%, I'd shoot for 4xing my revenue target for pipeline, or $4 million. If I use the same example of $20,000 as the average deal size in my goal of closing 50 deals, then that means I need 200 qualified opportunities in my pipeline, which equates to about 17 qualified opportunities added monthly, or 4 to 5 per week, which then I can work backwards even more to identify how much true outreach I need to do based on my discovery to demo conversion rates. So let's say, for example, 50% convert. So that means I need at least 10 qualified discoveries each week. Then I can break down even more to focus on running 2 discoveries per day. If I do 2 per day, then I'll get to my goal of $1 million. Now, of course, I'm not taking all factors into consideration, such as sales cycle length, but you get my point of how to break down the bigger goals and smaller bite-sized activity metrics to help you focus on the right things each week. Now, you can obviously do this with a transactional SMB deal like I just mentioned, but as you move up to enterprise opportunities, you can do the same thing as well with obviously some slight adjustments. Number 6, review and reflect on numbers. The mistake many make is that they wait until month or quarter end before reviewing their numbers. At this point, it might be too late to make changes that actually impact tomorrow's results, especially if you are in the enterprise space. Now, one key habit I've had for years now is I've always reviewed and reflected daily on all my metrics. This allowed me to see trends, see leading and lagging indicators, and ultimately make better decisions based on the data. Number 7, plan around trends and timing. Now, when you've been in the sales game for a bit, you start to see recurring cycles and trends. And when you know there are lulls in deals or delayed sales cycles due to common recurring things that occur, you can plan accordingly. So for example here, I knew my third fiscal quarter, which ran from December through February, would be a tougher quarter due to a few reasons. Number 1, we had 2 less business days, aka selling days, in November due to US Thanksgiving. So instead of having 22, 23 business days, we had 21 or even less based on a prospect's vacations. This meant decreased prospecting and deal progression time. Number 2, I knew December we had 2-3 less business days as well, and usually more depending on when Christmas would fall. For instance, if it fell on a Wednesday, I knew decision makers may take the whole week off or part of the week, so there was a potential it would lead to 15 or so business days total for the month. Plus add in the holiday mental residue of my sales team, myself, and the same for January, and then February was a short month as well. All in all, I knew Q3, we'd have potentially 15 to 30% less selling days, not even including how busy decision makers get once they come back from time off. Thus, since I observed this trend, I started working on juicing the pipeline up in September, after US Labor Day. This gave my team and I a 3-month head start and ensured we'd still hit our number that quarter by simply observing trends and planning ahead. Number 8, progress checks plus micro wins. If you're working towards a big goal for the year, it's easy to lose sight of the progress you're making. One thing that helped me a lot was having micro wins. I had monthly milestones and would do something special to recognize progress. For instance, if my goal is $1 million closed, then I have a monthly milestone of selling $84,000. I take my wife out to a nice dinner to celebrate. And if I miss that month, then this allowed me to stop and plan ahead based on reviewing numbers consistently so I can make it up in the following month. Number 9, detach from outcomes and focus on the process. Now, this may seem strange as I'm talking about crushing your quota, but the truth is we can't always control the outcome as there's still a lot of uncontrollables. For instance, if there are supply chain issues and products get delayed, changes in decision makers, a global pandemic, etc., you get my point. What we can control is the process. This is from doing the right daily work, the income producing activities to ensure we give 100% on every prospecting call, every sales call, etc. And when we focus the right energy into the process, we increase our chances of success. Number 10, be consistent with the boring. If you notice so far, some of the things I've mentioned are simple and frankly quite boring. They are easy to do, but just as easy to not do, whether it's planning ahead, working on improving your skills, building buffers and planning, etc. But it's only because I was so consistent with it that led to daily compounding exponential results. It's like working out. A great physique is not because of 1 or 2 great workouts, it's compounding effort over a year or more time. Being consistent with the boring stuff is a competitive advantage. The smartest reps are smart to realize they got to keep it up and not get distracted by short-term gains. Number 11, own everything from results to failures. Now, it's easy to blame others if things go wrong. The problem is that this leads to a victim mindset. For example, when I started in sales, I missed my first 2 months quota because I was too busy blaming the economy, my boss, the lack of training, lack of leads, etc. Once I took ownership, I literally 4x my results in everyone around me. Bad economy? My fault. No training? My fault. Lost deal? My fault. You get my point. When you take 100% ownership for everything, you can then focus on controlling what you can control. Number 12, clear routine of income producing activities and eliminate everything else. I ended up getting promoted 10 times in 10 years while exceeding my quota 13 years in a row, and I hit President's Club or a like top percentile award almost every single year. It was all based on the routine. Once I knew the big end goal, I worked it backwards like we discussed so far. I then built up my entire routine focused heavily on the highest leverage activities, the income producing activities, the IPAs. Then I eliminated everything else. It was all time blocked out, and I eliminated anything that did not contribute towards that. Then all I did was execute. Number 13, expand the mind. In order to hit bigger and bigger goals, you have to expand your mind of what's possible. If you only hang out with those that earn $50,000 a year, then earning $100,000 a year will seem like a lofty goal. And if you fall at, say, $80,000 $8,000, you're going to be happy because you're still beating out everyone else in your peer group. But if you hang out with people that are earning $500,000 a year or more, then 100K will seem small and almost easy, if you will. And this is why you must expand your circle of influence of what you feed your mind. Now, I definitely had great internal mentors at the companies that helped me out a lot, but my true breakthroughs came from external. It was investing into books, programs, mentors, masterminds, etc. as it grew my mind with new skills along with new perspectives. Like when you spend time with those that are earning $1 to $2 million a month, you learn so much and it helps you hit your goals so much faster. So there you have it, 13 things I did to hit and obliterate my quota 13 years in a row. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to, of course, smash the like button because it helps more people see this video. Make sure to subscribe as well and drop me a comment below. Which of the takeaways resonated the most for you? Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.